Hey everybody, what's on this girl? It's my reviews on files. Welcome to tuning in. If you guys want to see a review on Bad Boys, please stay tuned.
What you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you?
All right, everybody. So this is a review on Bad Boys for Life with Will Smith and Martin as the stars of the movie. Now, I'm probably gonna be all over the place because some of the names I forgot, so you're just gonna have to bear with me. So if you guys have seen it, y'all gonna know what I'm gonna be talking about. If not, then yeah, sorry, just gonna have to keep up with me when I'm doing all this. Blah, 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 blah. You know how I do. You know how I do. Okay, all right. So basically, oh no, wait, hold on. So here we are with the Bad Boys for Life review. As you guys know, it came out on Friday. I went with my nephew. His birthday was on Friday, so we decided to go. We went to the we did the IMAX version, so we got assigned seats and everything. So I thought that was awesome. So yeah. So you guys, I'm going to forget some of the names, I believe. So please bear with me. But I'm gonna look at my phone too for the character names. I should know this, but and then my notes are very scarce. Okay, I didn't even write any notes. Okay, so this is it here. Like, okay, so y'all gonna have to bear with me real quick. Let me see. Bad Boys. Let me see. All right, so I got the cast. Okay, so if you see me looking down, I'm looking for the names. I'm looking for the names. So don't come for me, okay? All right, so you guys know that you know, Martin Lawrence is Marcus, and Will Smith is Mike Lowrey, okay? And so basically there was a Bad Boys 1 and Bad Boys 2. So I mean, I would say go watch them because they were good movies. You know what I'm saying? Like, they were good. So if you, I mean, you really don't, I mean, you really kind of don't need to watch it, but you kind of do because there's some things in there. It's just like, oh yeah, that was from, you know, whatever the case is, just to remember some things. So yeah. So basically, I went to go get popcorn. So kind of the beginning, I kind of like, you know, missed like probably like 2-3 minutes because I'm waiting online for popcorn and stuff like that. So I just got popcorn and something to drink. I didn't get all the candies and stuff because that stuff is expensive. Okay. I'm like, bruh, like, how much do you want us to pay for this? Okay. All right. So I'm like, how much you want us to pay for this? Okay, but anyway, so so in the beginning, of course, Mike Lowrey and his Porsche or whatever and stuff like that. So the part that I'm kind of gonna start out with is with them in the club. They're talking and stuff like that. And the lady that was in there before, her and Mike Lowrey has a history. So her name is let's see, wait. Rita. Yeah, Rita. So Rita, she had the short hair, and so her and Mike Lowrey had a, you know, history and stuff like that. So Mike Lowrey looking at her like, you know, whatever the case is. And so Martin is like, he called him a dumb A, whatever, like that, dumb ASS, right? So because he was like, how you gonna pass her up? You know, you're always passing up the good girls. He was like, you know, because Mike Lowrey is like a player. Like, he likes to like live the, you know, the fast life and stuff like that, whatever the case is. And Marcus is married. He's been married for like 20-something years to Teresa. And so that's basically it about that. So yeah, so they were just talking and stuff like that, and just talking about old times, you know, talking about Marcus, I believe, yeah, his baby or whatever the case is. So they were just talking. He showed the picture, and Rita was looking at it. So yeah, so they're just basically having like little small talk and stuff like that. So then they decided to do like a race to see how, you know, to see who is gonna who can run the fastest. They were saying basically like, oh, they was like, you know, they was gonna like see who could run the fastest or whatever. So they went outside, okay, they put all their guns, they took everything off, whatever the case is. So the captain was there, and so the captain was like, oh my goodness, what y'all doing, whatever like that. They was like, no, we're gonna do this. So they started the race or whatever like that, you know. And Mike Lowrey said that we're gonna be bad boys for life. Like, that was like kind of like their slogan, basically, bad boys for life. Because he said he gonna be rocking this to the wheels fall off, because he like doing what he do. And Marcus, he wants to retire. So Marcus said if he win, we're retiring. And Mike Lowrey said if he win, then they gonna keep doing it, whatever. So then they started the race, whatever. So Martin over here struggling. You know, Marcus over here struggling. And then so as Mike Lowrey was running, there was a guy in a motorcycle with a with helmet on, all dressed in all black. Just was like boom, boom, boom. I was like, and then like it's the way it was like slow motion. Like he looked like this. He was like, and it was like boop, boop, boop. I was like, I jumped like, oh my goodness, like I jumped like I wanted to like catch him or whatever like that. I'm in the like I be dramatic in the movie theater. So if you come to the movie with me, I'm all like, doing all that, whatever. And people looking at me like, like mind your business. Like I was even talking. I was just like, oh, like you know what I mean, like. But at any rate, so I'm dramatic at the movie. So yeah, so I was like, so he got shot like 3 times, and so Martin and all them, Martin, keep saying Martin, Marcus and all them, was trying to like apply pressure. They said call 911, whatever like that. So then they called 911, and they called him bulletproof, Mike Larry, whatever the case is, because he's really good at what he does, or whatever. And he doesn't, if he does get shot, he's really good. And so basically he had to go get rushed into surgery. They took the bullets out and stuff like that. And then he basically ended up in critical condition for a long time. I don't know if he ended up in a coma or something like that. So Marcus was by his side, dyeing his beard. Oh, and before that, he was saying to Mike Larry, like before he got shot, he was just saying like, you dye your hair with the cocoa bean. And he's like, no, I don't. And so as you saw, when he was in the hospital bed, his beard was white, and so he was like dyeing his beard or whatever the case is. So I remember that was a little fun part. So then they went to like 6 months later, and so they showed Martin crying, and I'm like, first I was like, oh, I was scared. I'm thinking it's at the funeral, but I'm thinking like, no, they cops, they gotta be in uniform and stuff like that. So something happened to they fellow cop, so I think it was Martin's oldest son or somebody, whatever the case is, and so they was he was getting married or whatever. So then Mike Larry was in a wheelchair, and I was like, dag. I was like, oh, he got paralyzed. But then he got up and made a toast and stuff like that, so it was all good, whatever. And so basically Mike Larry, he went to Marcus, and he wanted to do like, he wanted to still do, even though he got shot 3 times and was close to death or whatever, because Martin was like, you coded like twice or how many times he said, and he was like, because he still want to, run the streets, and he wants to get the guy that shot him or whatever the case is, like he really wants to get him, whatever. And so Marcus like, no, he was like, because Marcus retired while I guess he was in a coma or whatever, in critical condition, and Mike Larry was like, you retired, like what he was upset or whatever. And so Mike Larry was like, no, we gonna do this or whatever like that. And Marcus was like, I sat there, I was by your side, I wiped the drool off your face, and then you gonna disrespect me like that, or you gonna say that to me? Because Mike Larry was like, like, oh, whatever, like he was just like really upset that Marcus didn't want to do the cop work anymore and wanted to retire. And so he was like, okay, I'm just gonna ask you, like, basically one more time, are you going to do this? Like, are we gonna do Bad Boys Fly? Are we gonna do this or whatever? And Marcus was like, no, or whatever. So that was it. So then, so they went their separate ways or whatever the case is. And Mike Larry was basically trying to get into, the case or whatever the case is. So he went to the captain and was saying like, he knows the rules and that he can't work on his own case, but he needs to do this or whatever the case is. So the captain is like, oh my goodness, you can't do this. He drinking Pepsi, not Pepsi, Pepto-Bismol out the bottle, whatever like that. Like, oh my goodness or whatever. So he was talking to the girl, Rita, and I forgot what the thing was called. I think it was called Ammo or something like that. That they had like a little place where they was doing the investigation and stuff like that. Where they had somebody that did the IT, somebody that was doing like the drones and stuff. Like everybody had their own place in doing things and stuff like that. So everybody had their own thing that they're good at and that they do, whatever the case is. So they basically help each other out. And so Mike Larry was in there just basically whatever. So they was in there, they had sent a drone in, or they was looking to see, I guess they was on a stakeout or whatever. And but before all of this, I'm sorry y'all, this is wacky. Before everything, rewind. In the beginning, the guy that shot Mike Larry, they was doing like a drug, has to do with drugs. And the guy that shot Mike Larry, he killed some drug lord or something. He killed somebody, whatever the case is. And then the other people that was on the other side of the drug game had came to the guy that killed Mike Larry's side, drug or whatever the case is. He was like, you work for me now, blah blah blah. So that was before. I'm sorry, I should have said that in the beginning. I apologize about that. So yeah, so it's some others is a drug thing going on. And the guy that shot Mike Larry, he has a mother or whatever. So the mother, he does basically what the mother says, everything that the mother says. So basically, I'm gonna get into this part too. I think this happened before everything, but let me just get to this part too. So basically, everything his mother says to do, he does. The guy that shot Mike Larry. So basically, the mother is like a witch. Okay, she's like a Spanish witch or whatever the case is. So she prays and make sure that things get done or whatever the case is. So the guy is basically thinking like he's getting revenge, getting revenge because of the father, I guess is his father, whatever the case is, that got killed a long time ago, or whatever the case is. So they're just getting revenge. And so whatever the mother says to do, he does, or whatever the case is. So and that's his mother. So the mother's over there, like, they speak in Spanish and stuff like that. And so then they kill, like, the judge. Like, he was typing in the name. He went, like, sniper style, like, execution style, like, be somewhere or whatever and just kill. So they killed the judge. They killed the forensics guy. He was on his yacht and he got, like, sniped in the head. Somebody else got killed. It was somebody else that got killed or whatever the case is. So it's just like, this is crazy. So, and that's from the case that that happened a while ago, whatever the case is. See, that's from Bad Boys, I think 1 and 2. So y'all have to go back to that. I ain't explaining that. So at any rate, okay, I kind of forgot myself. I was like, all right, but anyway. So, but they explain it a little bit in the movie, whatever the case is, but not too in depth or whatever. So, anyway, fast forward, Mike Larry or whatever, he's trying to figure out whatever the case is because he wants to get the guy that shot at him or whatever the case is. So, basically, the guy, so basically, he's in, they in the truck or whatever like that, and then another drug thing, a drug bust or whatever was happening, whatever the case is. So Mike Larry saw that the guy didn't have money in the bag because the way he like lifted his hand up, and it was too like easy because he lifted his hand up to like scratch his nose or something like that. And he noticed that it wasn't nothing in the bag because you can't do that with one hand. If it's like a bag full of money, it will be heavier or whatever the case is. So he realized there was nothing in the bag and that a whole bunch of stuff was about to go down. So Mike Larry was right, and he wanted to keep some guy alive, but it didn't happen. So it was a whole bunch of things going on. He's shooting and stuff like that. The other people came in and helped Mike Larry and stuff like that. So the guy got killed or whatever. He had like a big something in his stomach or whatever. And Mike Larry trying to ask him questions, and I'm like, so Rita came in, and Rita was like, he's dead. Like, you can't ask him anything. Like, you're trying to ask him something, and he's dying. Like, he can't tell you anything, whatever. He was trying to keep him alive, but he couldn't keep him alive. Okay, so at any rate, so anyway, so yeah, so basically there was what else happened? So yeah, so the son and the Spanish witch, they still communicate and stuff like that. He said don't kill him yet or whatever. She wanted him to be the last to die or something like that, whatever the case is. So basically, what happened? While who was it? It was Mike Larry and the captain was at I guess his daughter's like basketball game or something like that. Next thing you know, they're walking and stuff like that, and then he gets sniped. He get killed. I jumped up like oh my goodness. So they had a funeral for him. So I'm like, bruh, like, so he got killed or whatever the case is. So that was sad or whatever. I was like, dang, man, he got killed and stuff like that. So, but anyway, so also was another guy that got killed named Carver. And this was when I don't know what happened first. I don't know if the captain got killed with this part. I'm kind of mixing stuff up, so I apologize about that. But so Marcus, the guy Carver had called Marcus. Okay, this is a guy named Carver. He said that somebody's coming to kill him and stuff like that. So meet me here. But trying to get Marcus into it. And as you guys know, Marcus is retired. So Marcus was at home doing stuff, and the fan, something happened with the fan. and broke the TV. And so they like, you need to go back to work or whatever the case is. So he over here watching like, you know, a music video, stuff like that. So he's enjoying his retirement. But the guy Carver had called him and wanted to meet him and stuff like that. So Martin was trying to call Mike Larry, and then Mike Larry had him in his phone as quitter. He was like, and then he was texting him like, pick up the phone, this is 911, whatever the case is. So he finally picked up the phone. He was like, hey, quitter, you know. And so he was like, you know, Carver, this, that, and the third. I think he told him what happened or whatever. So he picked him up in this van. He had to go drop the baby off because Mike Larry was like, what you got? He was like, yeah, you know, da-da-da. So, and he was upset that he was in the van. So they cracking jokes or whatever because he in the van instead of his Porsche or whatever the case is. So it's basically like cracking. It's basically like, you know, Mike Larry is like messing up his style or whatever. So they over there cracking jokes, stuff like that. So they dropped the baby off at the spa. But Mike Larry had brought the baby in there because to his wife because Marcus did not want to get in trouble by Teresa. So Mike Larry had brought the baby in there, and she woke up like, oh, because she was getting her massage, and she was like, oh, he was like, he hurried up and ran, and they leaving or whatever the case is. So they go into Carver, and then when they got the Carver, they got out the car, and then next thing you know, the body fell on the van or whatever, and it was like, Mike Larry was like, tell me that's something else that fell on the van, and you know, not a body, you know, whatever the case is. So they turned around, it was Carver or whatever, and then Mike Larry was like, that's Carver, and Marcus like, how you know that's Carver? So he did or whatever, and so then they call Marcus called 911, and so then Mike Larry started tussling with the guy or whatever the case is that shot him or whatever. So he opened his helmet and looked into his eyes and stuff like that. So they tussling, they fighting. That guy was like getting Mike Larry or whatever the case. So they fighting and stuff like that. And they say, you know, he ran off on his motorcycle or whatever. So he ran over to his on his motorcycle, whatever the case is, to do what else he got to do. And so next thing you know, so I guess to fast forward to like the club and stuff like that, because I'm trying to remember what happened. So they went to the club. So this is like the big takedown or whatever the case is. So they all undercover. So they went to the club because the guy, what's his name? Hold on, what's his name? Nicky Jam, Zuelo. I said Nicky Jam, that's his real name. So, Zuelo had a party or whatever the case is, so they had to find out what was going on, you know, what like where they was gonna be. So the whole team that, I think it's called Ammo, correct me if I'm wrong, but the team with Rita and, who else was on the team? I'm looking down here, Rafe, Rita, Dorn, Dorn is the IT guy, so they was looking up stuff or whatever the case is, and they finally found him or whatever, and they said he's gonna be at I think Zillionaire, I guess that's the club or something with a zillion, whatever the case is. So that was the big party or whatever. So they went or whatever. And so basically Mike Larry and Marcus was trying to get in, and they couldn't get in, you know, with their swag or whatever like that. So then the guy, what's his name? He was supposed to be the DJ there, like an undercover DJ, Rafe. So he went and got him. He's like, oh, that's my uncle Marcus, and my uncle, you know. And then he said Marcus, that's my uncle right here, and that's my uncle. You know, like I said different names because they undercover. So so basically they was like, and Mike Larry was like, nah, this is not. And I'm like, no, you gotta use that, you gotta go in. So they couldn't get in, but Rafe was able to get them in. But before that, Mike Larry was looking at Rita. Rita came in there, whatever like that, with a nice, you know, sexy dress or whatever the case is, and he looking at her. I'm like, yeah, okay, like you messed up. Like, see, this is the problem here. Like, come on, why didn't you? You see what I'm saying? Like, you know, so like you messed up, though. You know, so all right, Mike Larry, you know what you doing. So, but anyway, so they all go into the club, whatever like that. So they, you know, trying to fit in and stuff like that. So then, Marcus started talking about his sex life or whatever. He was like, yeah, I haven't had sex in a while, da, da, da. So he talking, and so, Mike Larry, like, they could hear you. He was like, oh, yeah, no. And he's still going in or whatever the case is. And then, Rita was like, in her earpiece, like, we can hear you. And Marcus was like, oh, no, I was just playing. No. Okay. So then, so what happened? Oh yeah, so then they was announcing they was doing like the bottles, because the girl, I forgot the girl name that was a part of their team too. She was the bottle service girl, so she came in or whatever like that, and she had the bottle, and it was Marcus and Mike Larry, they had the bottle, and then they was next to Zuelo, the guy that they was trying to get, and they was like, oh, you about to go to jail tonight, you know, whatever the case is, like whatever. So then, and mind you, they have rubber bullets. Okay, they don't have like, you know, the real bullets. That's basically like to knock them out, whatever the case is, not to kill them. So that's the only type of guns that they had, or whatever the case is. So basically, they said, you know, the guy, when he heard them say that, he basically jumped off, because they was on top of a not a stage, but like on top of something, or whatever the case is, at the top. And he jumped off, and he ran. And so Mike Larry was like, you better jump, or whatever the case, tell Marcus. And Marcus was like, no, I ain't jumping. And so Mike Larry had jumped, and he caught on to like one of the curtain things, or whatever the case is, and jumped down, or whatever. And Marcus to the steps, or whatever. So then Mike Larry had went out and got somebody else's car. And then he was like, get out of this police business, whatever like that. So Marcus went in there too. So they driving and stuff like that. So they got whatever like that. And then Marcus was like, my rapper was like, oh yeah, we got the bullets, or the fake you know, whatever bullets, or whatever the case is. So they trying to get had went on the motorcycle, Zuelo. So they driving, they trying to get him, whatever like that, on the motorcycle. So then Mike Larry had got him in the head, like boop, or whatever like that. So he fell, and then it was like a big bubble on top of his head. So Marcus trying to squeeze it. He like, ugh. He like doing all that, and then he tried to pop it or whatever. So like that. So they put him in the car or whatever. And then Marcus like, we got you, man, we got you. So because a whole bunch of the motorcycles started coming to get Marcus and Mike Larry. So they driving around, or whatever the case is. And then their crew came, Mike Larry and them, the truck head came and started getting them. And so then they had they got on a motorcycle, because they had shot their tires down. So they jumped into a motorcycle, and then it was a dog in there. So Marcus likes a dog in here, so the dog jumped out, and then they went in there, and then they had like the real bullets or whatever. So they had the machine gun. And Mike Larry was like, you need to shoot, or whatever like that. He said, you know, because when they was in the car at first, he was like, no, I asked God, you know, like I wouldn't do no more violence if they would spare your life, or whatever the case is. And so then, but anyway, he started shooting anyway. So then, a lot of crazy stuff was happening. It was like a motorcycle, and then he was on Marcus was on the side. So one of them two-part motorcycles. So then Mike Larry was driving, and then Marcus had the machine gun, so he's shooting and stuff like that. So then Zuelo, so they had a helicopter. So the boy, I don't know if the mother was on a helicopter, but the Zuelo had got onto the to the ladder or whatever like that. And then my Larry did the same thing. So I'm like, my Larry, what you doing? And so they said something like hasta luego or something like that, or something that doesn't really mean something in Spanish that don't go together, that they, you know, that they be saying or whatever like that. So they said that, whatever. So the guy that wanted to that was killing everybody, and listen to the mother, was trying to tell Zuelo to move out the way, you know, and then he was like doing all that. And so the guy just shot Zuelo, and Zuelo got killed or whatever. He shot him in the head. That was it. And so then I think Mike Larry just fell off, because he didn't shoot him or whatever. He just fell off the ladder, something like that, because he didn't shoot him. He fell off the ladder into the water. So then, next thing you know, I guess they went back to the ammo thing and stuff like that, went back to whatever the place is. So Rita was getting talked to another, I guess, another higher person in the police force. I think something happened. They didn't really say, I guess because of what they did in the investigate, I guess because of what the undercover thing that they was doing. I think something happened or whatever the case is. So they had to shut down, you know, the investigation, or shut down what they was doing. And so that's basically about that. So Mike Larry had gotten Zuelo phone or whatever. So he told Dorn to look into the system and see if, you know, and he said to type in that to every contact on the phone, on Zuelo's phone. And so he did that or whatever the case is. And then somebody text back and said, hola, Mike. Okay, so that was the mother that text back and said, hola, Mike, because she knew it was him or whatever. So she knew he was coming, because she's in Mexico City or whatever the case is. So she knew he was coming. And that's what she was saying to her son, to the guy that was like, you know, that shot Mike Larry 3 times. So then, so Mike Larry was looking through the stuff and everything, and he was looking at the birth certificate and stuff like that. So everything was like coming together, and then he was like, oh my goodness. So Mike Larry went out, and then he started crying and stuff like that. So Marcus came and said, what's going on? So Mike Larry was telling him what was going on. So the witch, the mother that, and, you know, the guy that shot him is his son. It's Mike Larry's son. I was like, what? So Mike Lavery was saying like a long time ago, I forgot what name he had before Mike Lavery, but he was saying that him and the lady, they really connected, like they was really, he told her everything, and he said she basically kind of made him, where he dressed, his swag and stuff like that, whatever the case is. I think he said he was her driver or something like that, but they had a big history or whatever the case is. So when she went to jail, it made sense because he know the baby is his, because I guess right after everything happened or whatever the case is, she went to jail, and so I guess she had the baby in jail, whatever the case is. So because Marcus was like, how do you know that's the baby? And that's when he said, because she went to jail, whatever, so it had to be his or whatever the case is. So he basically said that's his son or whatever, and whatever. So basically the son was shooting all these people thinking that somebody else, I guess, was his father. He was doing it for, whatever the case is, but he was basically listening to whatever his mother told him to do. You know what I'm saying? So basically the mother was trying to get revenge anyway on Mike Lowry or whatever the case is, because of what happened, between them or whatever the case is. So then, so mind you, she's in Mexico City. So Mike Larry was like, he got to do what he had to do. So he said he was leaving. So he left off in his Porsche, and Rita looking like, what's going on or whatever. So next thing you know, Mike Larry's on a plane, and then Marcus came, right there. He like, excuse me, whatever like that. I was like, oh Lord. And he was like, I'm not gonna let you go on a suicide mission. He was like, just let me, do this or whatever like that. And he said that he wanna, kill his son or whatever like that. And the guy looking like, what type of mess? So he's like, can we switch seats? So yeah. So then Marcus was like, no, da, da, da. So then they switched seats again. So it was crazy. It's like a little funny, some stuff going on, whatever. So they got to Mexico City or whatever the case is, and they went to somewhere that, Mike Larry knew these people and stuff like that. They had some guns and things, so they was going to do like a big thing again or whatever the case is. So Mike Larry was saying that he's bait, and that she texted him because she told her son that he was coming or whatever like that. So she got all this stuff going on. Like every time somebody dies, she put an X on their face. Like this lady is like what, this witch out here, like, over here wishing people dead and stuff like that, praying to like what it was like a skeleton man that had like money in it. I said, what type of mess is this? So then so then the team had came, Rita, Dorn, and the other two people, whatever the case is, came or whatever like that. And so Will was like, I said, Will, Mike Larry was like, you called them? And then Marcus said, yeah. He was like he like when they're around, or he feels safe when they're around, something like that. And Mike Larry said, me too. So they was getting all this because they bought ammo too. They got their stuff together, stuff like that. And so he wore a necklace. So when Rita was putting a necklace around him, she was like, don't get killed. You see what I'm saying? Because they still got feelings for each other, whatever. So they looking like, oh, okay, So they still got the feelings there. So then, so yeah, it's like a little camera to see what's going on. So then, Mike Larry went to the place or whatever the case is, and, was talking to her in Spanish, and she was talking in Spanish and saying that, cause he was, seeing if she had any weapons. She was looking to see if he had any weapons. So she was looking, and then she saw that it was this, the necklace was something that, they was trying to, was like basically like a camera. So she took it off and destroyed it, whatever. So they're like, oh man. So Marcus by himself outside around the perimeter and stuff like that. So next thing you know, Marcus got caught by the son, and then I'm just like, oh boy. So Mike Larry got his two guns out like this at them, and then the son got his gun at Marcus, and then the mother just like, so next thing you know, the rest of the team came in, and so everybody started shooting. So all and their people was coming out of the ground and stuff. I was just like, what's going? So they coming out the ground and stuff like that. So everybody shooting and stuff, whatever like that. So they shooting, throwing bombs and stuff like that, and whatever the case is. And so Dorn is the guy that does all the IT work or whatever the case is, because he used to be a bouncer, and then I don't know, I think he had killed somebody or something like that before he became whatever. And so he was going to therapy for that, and then so he was just kind of scared to do kill anybody else because he had to go to therapy because they really messed him up. And so then this guy done ran into he took his whole body and ran into a big, like, I don't know, some big pole, and then the whole, I was like, what type of strength he got? Like, what? So he did that, and then so they started running to a helicopter, and then I think Marcus, someone's like, how many helicopters they got? So then they ran upstairs, and they was about to get on the helicopter, whatever the case is. So then next thing you know, Marcus and Mike Larry ran upstairs, and so Marcus was like, Mike Larry was like, shoot the whatever, I guess like the gas thing, so the helicopter go down or something. But Marcus wanted to shoot the pilot. And so Mike Larry was like, no, and he shot, like, yes, I got out. I'm like, oh my God. So he shot the pilot. So then the helicopter fell back into the house or whatever that was. It was an old hotel. And then it started making flames and stuff like that at the bottom or whatever the case is. So the flames was rising and stuff like that. So next thing you know, Mike Larry's son and Mike Larry was fighting and tussling and stuff like that. So they was tussling and stuff. And so once they was tussling, and so then that's what they was doing. And then Mike Larry had him in a chokehold, and then he was looking in the mirror like, dang, I can't do this, this is my son or whatever. So Mike Larry basically didn't want to kill him. You see what I'm saying? Like, he realized, like, nah, this my son, it's my seed, I ain't gonna kill him. So he was just telling him, like, I'm your father or whatever. And he was like, my father? He was like, no. He's like, no, say it again, no. So then the mother came upstairs, and then the mother came around because she had got knocked out, I guess, by Marcus or somebody. And so then, so she finally got up, and then he was like, is this true? Is my father, whatever? This Papa is my father. And then she was like, oh, that don't matter, whatever. And she asked her again, and she was like, yeah. And so he didn't want to kill Mike Larry because he finally got the truth or whatever. And then I think she was gonna try to get Mike Larry. Oh no, she shot at her son, and I was like, oh my goodness, like, I was like, dang. So she shot at the son, and then next thing you know, I don't know what happened, but Rita came out of nowhere and was like, bop, 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 and yo, she was gone. She fell into the flames at the bottom. Yo, she was like, you ain't about to get my man, or you ain't about to get my crew out here. So she was like, bop, bop. I was like, look. So, she was out of here, whatever the case is. So she fell into the flames. Yeah, burn, witch, burn, okay? So I was just like, so then, they all went outside. Mike Larry and them was saying get paramedics and stuff like that. So they got all that, whatever. And, whatever. So after that, everything was done, and the son went to jail or whatever the case is, and then Mike Larry was went to jail. Okay, no, let's double back a little bit. So they had like some, they was having like Rita became the captain. So Rita became the captain, yay! So they had like a little brunch or whatever. So they was like, whatever, and then Teresa came with the baby. Marcus's wife came with the baby and was like, okay, so Marcus came with the baby and was like, okay, so she was like, she came with the baby or whatever, and then so Mike Larry had gave them like a spa, to go together, and then they said they'll watch the baby or whatever. So that was nice or whatever the case is. And so then Teresa was like, oh, she's like, the baby looks good on you, whatever the case is. And then Rita was like, yeah, baby do look good on you. And he's like, oh yeah. So next thing they was leaving, they was like, all right, bye. And then Mike Larry was like, I thought we were doing this together. Then he's like, oh no, and Rita was like, I gotta work or whatever like that. So then that was like a little joke. And then next thing you know, Mike Larry went to his son. He was in jail or whatever the case is, and he said something about there's an opportunity, something like to get lesser time, something like that, whatever. And the son was like, he want to pay his debt or whatever, pay his big debt that he want to pay or whatever the case is. And that was basically it. And then that was it. So the way it ended, it looked like it's gonna be another one. We shall see, because this one took a minute to come back. But anyway, I liked it. It was nice. I did leave out some parts. I don't want to sit up here and tell the whole story, but I just but I didn't like that the captain died. I was like, oh my goodness, like I jumped when that happened. I'm like, oh my god. And then when Will Smith got shot 3 times, I didn't expect that. I was like, wow, like that was like, and that was in the beginning, and I was just like, wow, I didn't expect that. there was something, so the suspense was good. I liked it. Like, some people probably didn't like it, but everybody got their own, you know, preference, or they got their own, you know, opinion on certain things. But I liked it. I mean, you know, whatever the case is, I like Martin, and I like Will Smith too. Like, you know, so I like Martin more, but you know, but they did a really good job with the acting and stuff like that. And of course, so I really did I really did like it a lot, you know, and my nephew liked it too. So it was very awesome. I really did like it. So I will recommend, if you want to go see it. I would give it like 5 stars. You know, that's just me. But I was really dramatic in the movies. I'm like jumping up like like what I'm gonna do? What I'm gonna do? I can't save them. You know what I'm saying? So but yeah, it was sad when the captain passed. When the captain got killed or whatever like that. Like, he got shot in his neck, I think. I was just like coming from his daughter basketball game. I was like, bruh. So at any rate, so yeah, so it's like, and the whole spin, the biggest thing that I didn't expect, I was like, that's Will Smith's son? I'm like, oh my, Mike Larry's son? I'm like, oh my goodness, like, that's great. That was like the biggest thing. I was like, oh snap, that's crazy. When he told the story, like, that's the big thing at the end, like towards the end, that's like the biggest thing. So yeah, so it's looking like it's gonna be another Bad Boys. Like, it's looking like just a little tad, like a little tinge, but I liked it. Maybe it could have been more to the story, like just a little bit more, meaning like a little bit more, like as far as like with Rita and Mike Lowry, like, are they gonna like spark something else up or continue or whatever the case is? But you can see there's some sparks there. So they are, but I'm just saying, like, to just really see it. So yeah, so basically that's basically about that. But yeah, so I enjoyed it, y'all. I really did. It was a good night out to have to sit with a good movie. I know I was all over the place because it was I ain't know all the characters. I'm just telling y'all, this person, that person. It was just basically like revenge and getting revenge on people and stuff like that. And it's just sad that it's like this guy turned into and Will said that is my son, because it's like, I said, well, Mike Larry's like, this is my son because, you know, the way he acts and stuff like that, like he see himself in him, you know. That's what he was saying too. That I forgot that part too. But yeah, but I didn't like that he was just sniping people left and right, like bam, 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 bam. I was like, this guy, like he looking up stuff on the computer, like, okay, and then boom, and he did everything his mother was telling him to do. I'm like, bruh, and she over here praying for people to get killed. Like, what type of mess is this? I was like, bruh, like a witch out here? And Marcus was like, well, you had sex with a witch? Like, he was like, you ain't use a condom? Like, he was like, what? You know, so it was just crazy. It was just like a lot of questions that Marcus had, and it was just like, bruh, but yeah, so it was just like crazy, like that was just crazy. So she basically was giving him orders on what to do and stuff like that. So I was just like, my dude. But I liked it though. It kept you on your toes. To me, it kept me on my toes. And so I really like it. I give it a thumbs up. I really do like it. But you know, some people, everybody got their own opinion, so don't come for me, okay? Because you know what I'm saying, everybody got their own, you know, perspective on what they think about what the movie is and stuff like that. So whatever. You know what I mean? Okay, so let me stop. But anyway, I digress. So yeah, so I really liked it a lot. So yeah, so I'm out of here, and that was my movie review for Bad Boys for Life. I'm about to sing the other song. We ain't going nowhere. We can't be stopped now, cause it's Bad Boys for Life. No, but Bad Boys. Oh, what you gonna do? Yeah, Bad Boys. Oh yeah, Marcus at the end was like, Bad Boys. Oh, what you gonna do? Oh, what you gonna do when it comes for you? It's like snicker. Like, and Mike Larry was like, no, sing the right words, and he said it again, said the same thing again. And before they went into I forgot this one part. What was it? Dorn was like, Bad Boys, and Mike Larry was like, no, get your own theme song. He was like, no, he's like, seriously? Y'all, was crazy. Like, seriously? Like, yeah, I think that's before when they was about to go into the club. I forgot that part. He was like, no, get your own thing. And Marcus was like, nah. Like, they was like, no, get your own theme song. We was like, seriously? I was like, you know, I'm done. But that was funny. It was some funny parts in there, whatever. So that's basically it about that. So yeah, I really liked it. If you guys want to go see it, go ahead. I really liked it a lot. So if you don't want to spend a lot of money, I know there's a lot of like $5 Tuesdays, you know, if you want to catch the matinee or whatever the case is. But I liked it, you know what I mean? And Perry could have been a little bit more, like I said, like with the Rita. I mean, I know that's like a little bit too extra, but I just wanted to see, you know, that or whatever the case is. But it was like, but that caught me off guard when Will got shot. I was like, I was like, oh, okay. And the captain, that caught me off guard too. I didn't think he was gonna get killed. And at the end saying that that was Mike Larry's son, that caught me off guard too. And I was just like, you know, so it was a lot of stuff that was like you didn't expect to happen that happened, you know what I mean? So I like that about that. I like to expect the unexpected, you know what I mean? So yeah, so that's basically it about that. But yeah, so but some people probably like to wait until it come out of the movie theaters, or they probably think it's worth that. But whatever, it's que sera, you know, whatever floats your boat, you know. But I liked it, and I was entertained, and I was happy to go see it, and it was a good outing to have, and that's basically about that. Okay, so I'm out of here, you guys. I'm done. Let me know if you've seen it, if you liked it or not. What do you think about it? Whatever the case is. And I know I was all over the place with it. I know I ain't put no names to a lot of people, but you know how I do. Okay, I try to put the names, but you know what I'm saying, like, I ain't had no notes really, y'all, because I was too like excited. Like when it's suspense, I have to be in it. I can't be typing up notes and stuff like that. I gotta look. So whatever I left out, you know, I don't want to tell the whole movie, but it is basically a spoiler alert. So yeah. So I'm done. So I'll talk to you guys later. So if you have any questions, comments, concerns, please let us know. Thank you for watching. Peace, bye.